Hello and welcome to Salford Now. I'm Faith Tudor.
And I'm Lois James. Here's what's coming up on today's programme.
Following last week's election, Lois headed down to the AJ Bell Stadium to catch up with the candidates.
Eurovision gets a taste of the Northwest as the UK jury moves to Salford. We will hear more about the UK's entry, Sam Ryder, later in the programme.
And the University of Salford are hosting their first ever International Food Festival. Last week saw local elections across the UK, with the Conservative Party losing around 400 seats. Salford's voter turnout was just 25% and the final ward was announced at 3:30 a.m. It was a late one for you, Lois, wasn't it?
It sure was, but an interesting one at that. I headed down to the AJ Bell Stadium as votes were being counted to speak to some of the candidates.
I hereby declare that Chris Twells is elected as councillor for the Odsal ward.
It was a bittersweet victory for Labour at Salford's local elections as they retained their majority but lost 3 of their seats. Taking hold of 2 of them for the first time in 14 years was the Liberal Democrats.
We'll work with our Labour colleagues, but we'll be there to scrutinise and say, oh, well, why have you not thought about that? Why don't you sort that out? And not that I don't hate Labour. I come from a Labour family. I used to vote Labour. But unfortunately, I think because it's so big and it has other agendas and it has plans, it overlooks small communities and wards such as Keys.
Almost doubling his votes from last year, one of Alex Warren's main focuses of his campaign was cleaning up the Keys. Chris Twells took the seat of Labour incumbent John Walsh in Ordsall, a ward which has always been a Labour stronghold.
The Liberal Democrats have ran a national campaign. You know, some of the material I've certainly seen has been fairly dirty in terms of political campaigning, which is not great. It's been quite personalised around individuals and candidates.
Last year's voting seen the whole of Salford City Council up for election. This year, 1 seat of each of Salford's 20 wards will be up for grabs. This will be the seat of last year's candidate who received the least votes within each ward.
Campaigning against the clean air zone and focusing on the protection of the green belt brought victory to Adam Keeley. This means the Worsley and Westwood Park ward is back under full Conservative representation.
Adam Keeley, the Conservative Party candidate, 1,400.
Worsley and Westwood Park, it's an area of 2 halves, and half it has never had a Labour council before, so it was a very pleasant surprise to get in last year. I think I'm disappointed, but I'm glad about the work that we've done over the past year.
Well, I think I can bring a fresh perspective on some of the issues that maybe he has been blinded by the Labour Party. The Labour Party are very powerful in Salford, there's no denying that. They control a considerable landslide chunk of the council, so they will have been in for a long time, and he will have only been able to see some of the stuff that the Labour Party has been able to do.
I mean, in Worsley, Westwood Park, we really came so close with the Conservative Party, and what we need to do is just go back to the residents to understand what their issues and concerns are and make sure that we speak to those next time round when the seat is up for election in that ward.
Labour are still firmly in control of Salford Council, but the 3 losses take their total number of seats to 49, with the Tories on 8 and the Lib Dems on 2.
See, we've lost some amazing councillors tonight, and I think as a local party now we need to examine those results in detail.
Labour as a whole, what is going to be your next steps after tonight?
To try and get rid of the government, really, so that we can make sure Salford gets the investment that it deserves.
Lois James, Salford Now.
I couldn't have stayed awake that late.
I wasn't tired, I was just starving. And speaking of food, the University of Salford's first International Food Festival happened today with performances from international societies and plenty of authentic street food. Our reporter Hannah Patterson took her rumbling tummy to the Student Union.
The University of Salford are hosting their very first International Food Festival. There's a variety of international foods for students to try, and I'm here to find out what it's all about.
So my name's Alan Warnock, I am the Head of Commercial Services for the Students' Union. So what we've got today, we've got an International Street Food Festival. So this all came around from one of the battle officers wanting to basically diversify food on campus. Salford's multinational. You can tell from my accent, from everyone accents in the bar and around campus that it's not just Salford, not just Manchester. We recruit students from all across the world, so they have to have something that reminds them of a little piece of home as well.
I visited the Polish food stall to speak to the owners and find out why they are passionate about bringing their food to Salford students.
I'm Natalia.
And I'm Nani.
And we selling today's Polish street food at International Food Festival at Salford University. And what are we doing today? So food called zapiekanka. So just give you a little bit more about what it is. It's a big long baguette with sauteed mushrooms topped with Gouda cheese. These only Polish products, and then it's baked in the oven, nice and crispy, finished with Polish ketchup, Polish mayo, chives and a spring onion, and served to you.
It's important that students have access to a variety of different kinds of food. So you know, burgers and chips are nice most days, but you know, every now and again.
Chippy.
and fish and chips, mate. So I can eat every day. But I think it's really important that the students here are catered to, you know, all the individual people from wherever they come to, and also the students that want to try different foods. It's also probably a very good idea.
Harry is a student at Salford who was excited about the festival, and he tried Jamaican food for the very first time.
Yeah, I think it's good that they're just embracing everyone's cultures and kind of sharing cultures with other people. I would have never really went out and chose this option of food before, but now that I've tried it, I probably would again.
From Greek to Japanese and much more, food was not all that was on the menu today. The university bar was selling a new drink menu to celebrate international students.
And we've got a little stall out today just selling drinks to kind of coincide with the International Food Festival that we don't normally sell, so this is the menu we've got. It's definitely a great idea to do this food festival because it teaches people new culture and it gets people involved in just speaking to new people.
I believe in angels when I know the time is right for me.
You don't have to catch a big card if you have one of these.
Fancied your chances at curling but don't think that being on the ice is for you? Well, we sent our reporter down to Langworthy Cornerstone to check out the new age curling.
With just a simple push, new age curling has found new popularity at Langworthy Cornerstone. A sport aimed at those of a more senior age, it takes on key elements of the winter sport of curling and makes it more accessible for all to enjoy. Competitors can either use their hands to push a stone across the floor or use a pusher if they are not able to reach down to the ground. The stone must not bounce and players must keep their feet behind the line when throwing. After that, the aim is to score as many points as possible, as well as stopping your opponents from scoring. Scoring itself is very simple. Players are awarded 10 points for the middle part of the board, 5 for the inner ring, then 4, 3, 2 and 1 point for the most outer part of the board. Sessions like this one are a great way for the members to meet with friends, unwind with a fun game, and even grab a brew and a biscuit.
It's nice to get out and meet people, because especially for people that live like I do, and some of the other people live on their own. So it's nice to get out and have a bit of a talk and a chat and a bit of a laugh and a slight gentle exercise as well.
The group meet twice a week on a Monday and Wednesday with a £2 entry fee for all members to cover the cost of the equipment that can cost upwards of £400. The Cornerstone team are also part of a Salford-based league consisting of 5 teams including their own. The league was initially disrupted by COVID, but it's now in full swing, with the Cornerstone team sitting bottom of the table where they are hoping to achieve their first win soon.
So we do play virtually once a month, an away match and a home match as well. So we've done 3 matches so far, and we've got another one a week on Friday, an away match.
The side are quickly improving and facing a away trip to Beasley in 2 weeks' time, where they'll be looking to knock their opposition out of the park. Kai Smith, Salford Now.
It's Mental Health Awareness Week and this year's theme is loneliness. Our reporter Polly Luscombe has more on the topic.
This week marks Mental Health Awareness Week, all about the theme loneliness. It is estimated that 1 in 4 adults suffer from loneliness, some or all of the time. But what can we do to support our mental health? Well, we can exercise, we can read a book, but what can we do to tackle loneliness? Well, here at Media City UK in Salford, I'm here at one of the lampposts where you can actually talk to someone over the phone. So let's find out how to do it. Head over to one of the signs and scan the QR code, or send a text to the number on the sign. This will start up a conversation with an anonymous person who will chat to you about whatever you like. And it's as simple as that. So don't forget, if you're ever feeling lonely, that there is always somebody to chat to. You can come to one of these lampposts, or there's also benches you can sit on and chat to somebody online. Polly Luscombe, Salford Now.
Advancing on last week's Maternal Mental Health Week, a dance group in Salford has been running classes for new mothers in the city who have been experiencing postnatal depression. Our reporter, Hibu Hameda, went to see how the art of dance can help.
Do you want to beat postnatal depression and increase the bond between you and your baby? Dance Like a Mother is your next destination. It's a dancing and social group for parents with a baby aged between 8 weeks to 2 years. Dancing sessions are taking place in 11 different locations around Manchester and Salford.
It's so good for your mental health, and obviously after COVID it's even worse. Maternal mental health is in crisis at the moment, and the dancing, getting out, meeting people, the bonding with your baby, the baby wearing, it's all that coming together can really help improve your mood, how you're feeling, get you out, meet friends. It's a community that's been built from the classes, which was never really intended. It just kind of naturally evolved.
You don't need any dancing experience or fitness level required. All you have to do is bring in your own career to feel joy, get active, and dance under awesome tunes to get lots of cuddly bonding time.
Holding your baby close to your heart and dancing with her, and I got quite emotional on that last song then, because my daughter was just staring at me throughout, and there's just something really lovely about that. It's a memory that I'll never forget.
Perinatal mental health problem women experience anytime from becoming pregnant up to a year of giving birth. Mainly, they diagnosed with sleeping problems, low self-confidence, and losing interest in life.
For me and my baby, the bond took time. It wasn't something that was there instantly. And then you kind of feel like I'm on normal for because everyone explains when you see your baby for the first time, there'll be just instant connection. We didn't have that. I can say that openly. And I know a lot of other people that didn't either.
Postnatal depression is a type of a depression affecting women after having a baby. It affects more than 1 in every 10 women within a year of giving birth. It also affects partners and fathers.
Everybody has that fear of going out. Nobody knows what they're doing, especially if it's their first child. No idea. Everyone is in the same boat. Please come out, meet people. There's so many people in the same boat, and if we are together, we're stronger.
If you think you are suffering from mental health problem, always speak to your doctor and enjoy your time at Dance Like a Mother. Hiba Abu Hamida, Salford Now.
It's good news for Eurovision fans in Salford, as the UK jury has been moved to Dock 10 Studios in Media City.
I popped down earlier today just to see exactly where the new home is.
This is London calling. What a fantastic show this evening. Dock 10 is the home of Eurovision's UK jury. This Saturday, AJ Adudu will be taking over from Amanda Holden to tell Europe where our 12 points are going in here. The final semi-final will be taking place in Turin tonight, with Latvia and Albania already missing out on top spots. The UK automatically qualifies as it's one of the big 5 financial contributors. This year, Sam Ryder is representing the UK with his song Spaceman, and hopefully we'll do a little bit better than last year when we got no points. The last time the UK won was in 1997 with Katrina and the Waves 25 years ago. But who knows, maybe this year we'll break the streak. So get ready to hear Ciao Italia, this is Salford calling.
We're the favourite to win.
Really?
No, of course we're not. It's Ukraine. We're the 4th favourite to win this year.
Oh, well, that's all we have time for today. I've been Lois James.
And I'm Faith Tudor. Goodbye.